So, welcome to the HR Champions podcast, and joining us today is Miss Fiela Riva Palomares. Right, so,
Yes,
Miss
good morning.
Fiela is currently the Senior Manager for HR and Administration of NEC Philippines. Right? So,
Yes.
good morning, Miss Fiela. Thank you for taking time to be with us today,
Good morning,
and
Homer.
we're really excited to have you here.
Sorry. Good morning, Homer. And it's nice to finally have this kind of experience. I've mentioned earlier, this is actually my first podcast, so I'm kind of excited.
Nice, nice, nice. Okay, so to start things off, or siguro, just give us a quick introduction and a brief background of your career, or Miss Fiela Palomares herself.
Okay, so I'm Fiela Palomares actually, Fiela Riva. But most of the time, my friends call me Fiela.
Mm-hmm.
It's simple Fiela. I have been working as HR since oh my god, 1997 if I'm not mistaken. But
Wow.
yeah, but it's mostly I started recruitment actually, recruitment and training. But you'd be surprised because I'm not a psych grad, I'm not an org dev grad, I'm economics graduate actually. So later on, you'll get a quick snippet of how I ended up doing HR despite being an economics graduate. So I have been doing it since 1997, and I'm loving every year of it. Although there were times na I got tired, so I tried several other careers. But at the end of the day, I ended up going back and doing HR because I love what I'm doing. I guess because I've been doing it for the past so many years. So that's it. I have been with the HR for quite some time. I've worked with a lot of industries, but currently I'm the senior manager for HR and administration with NEC Philippines. It's a Japanese IT company actually here in Makati. We're based in Makati, but it's a multinational company all across the globe. So that's it.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Thank you for sharing. So you've been working. You mentioned yung ano since 1997, right? So
1997. I was with a bank before.
that's quite a long time. So,
Yes.
being so since then ba HR na yung pinaka-ano mo madam? Yung
No.
field?
Oh no, no, no. I graduated 1991 from Saints
Uh-huh.
Co, Manila. And then of course back then when you're an economics grad or commerce, usually you ended up working in banks. So I did. My
Uh-huh.
first job was a foreign exchange new accounts with Prudential Bank. I
Mhm.
stayed there for 3 years. And then 1995, I ended up having a job at the, what do you call this, at the accounting department of RCBC. I was at the
Mhm.
head office. I was a reports and statisticians clerk. That was March 1995.
Wow, napaka-vivid ng memory mo, ah.
Yes. And then after 3 months, back then, ang RCBC kasi 3 months lang ang probationary. So once
Hmm.
I was transferred, I was regularized or confirmed. I met a friend. I met someone actually. I met someone from HR, but she was I don't recall if she was the one who interviewed me
Mhm.
when I applied for RCBC. But all I know was that she was actually the one who asked me if I wanted to apply for an HR position because I told her, you know what, gusto ko mag-interview. Yun lang ang gusto ko. Actually, yun lang ang gusto ko in all of the jobs that I've applied for. Parang sabi ko, parang aliw mag-interview. So initially, I wanted to do that. So I told her.
Mhm.
And then she told me, you know what, we have this vacancy. Siya, for a recruitment assistant, and then you
Mhm.
can do that. Pero dun ka muna sa contractual. Kasi hindi naman ako, I have no experience. So I did that.
Mhm.
So it started there actually. It started there. Recruitment assistant for contractual employees because RCBC is known for it's a very big it's a very big bank. Alam naman natin 'yan. And back then, there were like 6,500 employees, but that was in 1995. So I'm sure mas
Mhm.
marami na ngayon. So I was the one handling uh, initial interviews for contractual employees.
Mm.
But kaya
Galing
lang,
eh.
nakakatawa, after a few months of doing that, the head of the division head of HR asked me if I wanted to try training. Because she told me,
Mhm.
you know what, Fiela, I don't see you as recruiter. I see you as a trainer. Ko, ay, ayoko po. Gusto ko lang mag-interview. And then, no, 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 no. Sabi niya gano'n, no, sige, I'll train you. Kasi the division manager of RCBC then, of HR, was a training person. So, of course, she
Mm.
wanted people to, be exposed with training as much as you can, as much as she can. So that's what she asked of me. Hindi, I'll train you as trainer, but you can still do recruitment on the side. So that's what I did at first. And
Mm.
then, yun na nga, nag-start na. When I started doing training, ay, natuwa na ako. Gusto ko na mag-train. So
Talaga.
that was my first official, actually, my first official, what do you call this? My first official HR task or HR job was a training coordinator. I started as training coordinator and then training assistant, and the rest was history.
Mm. Yung RCBC ba, is that the one in Ayala?
No, yes, that's the new one. It used to
Ah.
be the one along Buendia. Yung, if I'm not mistaken, yung
Ah.
Mapua ngayon.
I see, I see.
Yes, yun
Sa
ang head
may
office before ng RCBC.
so malapit sa familiar ako, Reposo,
Reposo.
tapos Buendia, yung along doon, tapos
Yes.
CEU, di ba?
Yes, yun yun.
Ah, okay.
Andun siya sa,
Nice.
before may Toyota Bel Air,
Mm.
nandun, tapos may Reposo. No, we're between, we're actually, kami yung whole stretch na yon from Reposo to Bel Air. Kami yung nasa gitna, yung long building na yon. That's RCBC.
Ah, I see, I see.
That used to be the head office of RCBC. And then, if I'm not mistaken, I left RCBC kasi I left RCBC 2000. And then, early 2000, they transferred na to RCBC Towers.
Nice. Napansin ko lang, ma'am, talaga yung memory mo medyo sharp when it comes to dates and
Ay, hindi.
ano.
Pag dito sa work experience ko talaga.
Talaga. So,
Kasi
may
kahit
actually,
ako, kasi kahit
go,
ako
go.
nagugulat ako eh. Kasi I never really saw myself as an HR person. Nung bata ako. Kasi maldita ako eh.
Talaga.
Sobra,
Oh,
sobra, sobra.
galing. But I see you really enjoy talking.
Oh, yes.
Talaga,
Yes,
napansin,
yes.
ano ko na. Wala pa yung first question ko eh.
Sinagot ko na.
Oh, well, just, yung first question ko would be, since you've been in HR for the longest time that you can
Mhm,
remember, what inspired you to, aside from what you shared, di ba kanina, you
mm,
said you
mm.
love interviewing people.
Yeah.
So what inspired you to start working in the HR field?
I guess for very obvious reasons, I wanted to talk. Madaldal ako talaga. I like
Uh,
interacting with people. I like dealing. That's why yun nga eh, it's ironic kasi medyo supladita ako pero I like talking to people.
mhm.
So, yun lang. Gusto ko yung idea of back then it was very basic. I just like interviewing, and then later on ay gusto ko ng training, so gusto ko magturo. And then of course as the years passed by, when I did all facets of HR, this is what I like talking to people, I like coaching, I like mentoring, I like the idea of, I don't like to sound it, ayoko naman to put it in a negative way. I'd like to be in control because syempre dapat pag
Mhm.
HR
Yeah,
ka, you need to
at
be.
some point, you have to be really
Yes, yes.
in
So I
command.
like that. I like that. Pero ayoko na, pero hindi naman ako yung type of HR na black is black, white is white. Of course, black is black, white is white. Pero I can still manage to, kahit papano, uh, be neutral. I need to be neutral as part of my job. Diba? So
Mhm.
I am very, you have to be very flexible. You have to know how to adapt, ibang personalities, you talk to different personalities, so you have to be, you need to wear a lot of hats when you do HR.
Yes.
So that's what I like. eventually yun na, okay, ito pala yung gusto ko. So, okay, ito na yung gusto ko. Hindi lang yung interview, hindi lang yung mag-train, yung all facets.
Mm, nice, nice. So far, what has been your biggest challenge as an HR leader?
Uh, Dealing with different personalities is very difficult. At the end of the day,
Mhm,
isa lang naman ang dynamic ng HR. HR is HR. But it's the idea of yung alam mo yon yung kahit different personalities, different industries, iba-iba yon
mhm,
eh.
mhm,
Um, HR with an IT company may not be the same as HR with say a semicon company. I've worked with a semicon company a few years back. Hirap na hirap ako to adjust because ano sila eh, parang they're very dependent sa HR. So maliliit na bagay, HR.
Oh.
Yes.
Mhm,
Unlike with other companies that I've worked with, kasi mga inhinyero tong mga, well, during my time, the one that I dealt with were mechanical engineers, electrical
uh-huh.
engineers. So, they're very technical. So, wala sila di sila masyadong, alam mo naman ng mga inhinyero, walang masyadong, well, not all of them, but most of them, technical lang sila, they're very focused on their job. So,
Yeah.
wala silang masyadong interrelation.
Mhm.
Wala silang masyadong interpersonal skills. So, ang hirap makipag-usap. Hirap makipag-usap. But then, yun yung challenge. You were asking for challenges kanina. Yung isa yun eh, yung mga personalities niya. Kasi you have to adapt. Kasi otherwise, hindi ka magiging effective.
Yes, I agree. Then kasi may mga nakausap din akong HR kasi again,
Mm-hmm.
you're dealing with different people with different
Yes.
personalities,
Yes.
different limits, 'di ba?
Different
So yung
limits,
up
different
yung
cultures ng companies.
yes, tapos
Iba-iba
you're
yan.
working in a multinational, 'di ba? So iba rin
Yes.
yung sa foreigners, 'di ba? Iba rin yung sa
Iba-iba. Correct.
Filipino, 'di
Correct.
ba? So the adjustment part for HR and they adapting to different people. Yung approach
Oh,
is
yes.
different, 'di ba? Your goal
Yes.
is yung pa rin naman, eh, but the approach is different considering iba-iba
Exactly.
talaga yung
Exactly.
kausap mo.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yes.
Like right now,
Mm.
it's Japan. I'm working in a Japanese company. Before this, I was working with a Danish company. And then
Okay.
there was a time I worked with a Chinese company. And then there was this other hospital. I was in an hospitality industry. It's owned by Pinoy, but it's actually the wife was Pinay, but he's German. So siya pa rin ang nasusunod. Yung mga ganun ba? And then, iba
Ah.
pa yan, may family corporation pa. Ang hirap magtrabaho sa family corporation. But it all made me literally and figuratively well-rounded as far as HR is concerned.
Mm,
Yun lang ang ginanda nun. Yun lang ang natuwa
nice.
ako kasi alam mo na siya how to deal with it. I mean, you get the best practices and,
Mm.
so it's nice.
Curious lang ako. So, are you required to learn ba? You're working with a Japanese. Yung
Mm-hmm.
mga managers ba, are you required to speak there, to learn at least yung basic
Actually,
language nila?
here in the Philippines kasi, we're all Pinoys. We just have one we just have one deputy president who's Japanese. We don't need to learn Japanese. He has to learn Filipino. Hindi kami.
Siya yung
Mag-adjust.
mag-a-adjust?
Hindi kami. But from
Okay.
time to time, but it is well, I was in Japan last May. They taught us, pero hindi siya required. Hindi siya required.
Ah, kasi ako may na-encounter naman ako parang well, it's a side training for just
Mm-hmm.
to upgrade yung skills din ng
Yeah.
ano, 'di
Mm-hmm.
ba? It's a nice
Mm-hmm.
skill to have, 'di ba,
Yeah.
na may
Mm-hmm.
you learn Japanese
Mm-hmm.
or you
Mm-hmm.
learn Chinese, 'di ba?
Mm-hmm.
So parang may naki-encounter ako gano'n na part of their training and
Yeah, that's
development ng mga
nice.
employees.
That's nice.
Mm,
But hindi
okey.
naman so far, hindi naman. Although kasi ang NEC Philippines, we work directly with our Singapore office, yung Asia Pacific region. We're not really directly reporting to Japan. We have our own
Hmm,
set of executives from Singapore, based in Singapore, Ang regional headquarters kasi is based in Singapore. So we report with a lot of like myself, I work with my boss in APAC is Malaysia.
mhm,
But then the head of the CEO is Japanese. But yes, no, we're not really allowed. We're not required actually to
mm.
learn the language. But it's nice to
Okey,
learn. Why not?
mm, okey. Miss Fiela, I forgot to ask lang kanina. for NEC, how many offices do you have here in the Philippines?
We just have one actually. We have satellite offices or sister companies, but as far as
Mhm.
NEC Philippines is concerned, it's just one here in Makati.
Okay. And then how many employees
Uh,
currently?
Currently we have like between 70 to 75.
Ah,
Mm-mm.
okay, okay. Sige, yun lang. I just forgot to ask kanina.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, sige. Moving on my next question. So, what changes have you seen in the field of HR during your career? So let's trace back way back when you started. Tapos
1997 up until now,
at hanggang
madami.
ngayon. So
Marami.
give me some like parang you see as significant for na changes.
Um, I like the idea of hindi ako taking tao eh. Old person
Mhm.
ako eh. But
Old
I
school.
am very old school ako. But I like the idea of digital transformation of HR, yung mga
Mhm.
HRIS. It's very, unless it's not user friendly, it's very useful. You know,
Uh,
before I was one of those HR heads na, ay, ayoko niyan, mag-aaral pa ako ulit. Alam mo naman, old school.
uh,
But then of course, wala kang choice. You have to learn how to do that. The new HR information system. Ay, oo nga no, simple.
mhm.
So yung mga dating HR na ang 201 ay ganyan kakapal. So wala na, digital na, di ba?
Oo,
So yun, ang laki nun. 201 filing is, naalala ko when I was with RCBC, isang kwartong 201 file.
puro papel,
As,
no?
yes, puro papel. Tapos meron kaming person, meron kaming one specific employee na yun lang ang ginagawa.
Oo.
201 file clear. Sabi ko, oh my God. Eh, kasi naman 6,500 naman kasi ang tao. Pero ibig sabihin, alam mo yun, lahat yun
6'5"?
naka-folder. Di ba? Lahat yun naka-folder. Tapos, pag halimbawang 20 years, 10 years ka na, siyempre kapal ang folder mo. Kasi lahat ng movements naka-file.
Yes,
Now,
yes.
since I'm old school, may 201 file pa rin ako, syempre. Pero may mga
Ah,
computerized na. Kasi ano,
mhm.
andun pa rin ako sa, iba pa rin kasi sa akin yung, meron pa rin, kasi when we do audits, yung file pa rin ang hinahanap eh. The hard copy files pa rin ang hinahanap. So we still need to do that. But as far as yung payroll is concerned, ang dami, ang dami.
Oo.
Even the way we recruit, even the way we
Mhm.
interview,
Yes, yes.
madami, madami. The way we train, iba na talaga, iba na talaga. And it's for the better and it's nice.
Mhm.
It's not nice actually, it's awesome. Kasi
Mhm.
um alam mo yon, yung parang na-appreciate mo, ay, pwede naman palang hindi gawin to. Pwede naman palang ganito lang kasimple. Pero kasi syempre, iba pa rin yun. Ma-appreciate mo pa rin kasi yung, ang ginanda lang, since sa mga old school na gaya ko, I get to understand, kaya ako kailangan gawin ito. Kasi,
Mhm.
ganun siya. And, pinaka isa pang changes would be, yun nga, different, yung iba rin yung the way you talk to people, the way you interview, iba na rin, hindi rin gaya ng dati na, alam mo yun, parang formal-formalan ka.
Oo.
Hindi ka kakaririn eh. Pag nag-formal-formalan ka, ang tendency ng aplikante, seryoso ka, ganyan talaga ka seryoso. So you really have to adjust. Ang galing, interview ako as para ako nananakot. Kasi yun ang turo sa amin eh, dapat formal.
Oo, mhm.
Kasi hindi eh. Ngayon, like, halimbawa, yung like, for example, ito, what we're doing now, interview
Mhm.
sa dapat formal or parang, alam mo yun, parang setup is very, very corporate, very
Very
professional.
professional.
I'm not
Oo.
saying we're not doing this professionally, pero alam mo yun, kasi
Mhm.
nga dapat light lang, dapat chillax lang, iba. And ang galing, nakakatuwa lang, nakakatuwa.
Mhm.
And even uh, yung ibang processes na nadagdag for HR before it's just HR was just like simple hiring, compensation, firing.
Mhm.
Ngayon may performance management na, may coaching na, may training and development, may
Oo.
mentoring, yun, may leadership skills na kailangan i-upskill. Ang galing, ang galing.
Nag-ano
Hindi
na,
lang siya.
nag-diverse na, no?
Yes, very diverse. And it's more of like develop ngayon, it's the way I see it, it's more of like mas we give employees much more importance. Dati kasi ang mga tao nagtatrabaho lang for the heck of trabaho.
Aha.
Sweldo. Now, you make them feel na wait, when you join this company, not only will you earn, you will also develop not just professionally but also personally. Kasi you give them all, we make them a well-rounded individual. Hindi lang sa trabaho, hindi lang sa kundi we give them also we also develop them to be better persons or to be better individuals.
Yes, agree. Couldn't agree more. Now, just to ano ma'am, my next ano lang is how will you see since yun nga, you're giving really this importance to employees and importante sa kanila is yung engagement.
Yes.
So, how do you see technology plays a crucial role in implementing activities or programs that are geared towards employee engagement and retention as well?
With the company I am with now, especially with the pandemic that happened 3 years ago, hirap na hirap kami mag-engage ng employees kasi lahat nasa lockdown. So
Uh-huh.
wala nasa office. Actually my team and I came up with a virtual coffee break sessions. Sobrang proud ako dito kasi ginaya to ng APAC, not APAC.
Talaga?
Meron akong ibang friends na ginaya sa offices nila. So what we do, kasi di ba usually we're in the office, you have like a 15-minute break ng morning and afternoon, yosi, chika,
Uh-huh.
coffee. So
Uh-huh.
that's what we did with NEC Philippines. Every last, if I'm mistaken, every last Friday of the month before, um, what do you call this? We have this session from 3 to 5. Talagang chichika lang kami. Magkukwentuhan lang kami. Initially, the plan was just to chika. But then sabi ko, ayoko naman nung dalawang oras tayo, daldala lang tayo. So what we did,
Uh-huh.
sige, let's give topics para mapag-usapan natin. So
Mhm.
the very first topic we did was mental health. Of course, that was very important. And then
Mhm.
later on, may nagsuggest sleep disorder. Kasi nga pandemic eh. Everybody was like anxious about what's going to happen. And then we have stress-related topics. And then later on, nag-move na kami dun sa mga medyo light topics na. Like, meron na
Mhm.
kaming mga what you did during the pandemic, ano yung mga hobbies na ginawa nyo. Alam mo yun, yung mga, yun, isa yun sa mga ginawa namin. So, up until now, we're doing that.
Mm.
Of course, that's via Zoom or via, what do you call this? Teams. So that's what we've been
Mm.
doing for the past 3 years. And then
Mm.
with NEC Philippines kasi, or NEC as a company, we have a NEC survey. So that's how we'll know yung engagement ng lahat ng employees of NEC Philippines. From there, we get to see, saan kami pumasa, saan kami bumagsak, saan namin kailangan mag-improve, saan yung dapat namin i-maintain. So, doon namin nakikita. Yun yung nagiging basis namin. And then from there, that's where we do our activities yearly.
Mhm. So
Mhm.
how was the ano ma'am, how was the participation or yung attendance
I'm very
ng
proud to say for last year, 2022, NEC Philippines got the highest score among the
nice.
Asia Pacific countries. That was the very
Galing,
first
galing.
time. Ang tagal
Talaga.
na, when I came in, ang score was 60, 62, 65. And then, we got the highest score of 84 last year. Yun na yung pinakamataas na nakuha so far sa Asia, in fact, Asia Pacific. So, ang problema ngayon, how we will retain or how we will
Mhm.
maintain or kahit paano tumaas kahit 1 point lang. So, we're doing the best that we can.
Galing. But that only proves na talagang effective, 'di ba?
It's a group effort, but yes, I'm very happy to say, I'm very proud to say, yes, it's very effective. What we did
Nice.
for 2022, what we did for 2022 were all very effective. That's why we got the highest score. Hopefully this
Mm,
year we do the same.
sana or better,
Mhm.
'di ba?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, or better, yes. Pero
Sige.
mahirap na yon. Sabi nga ng CEO namin, actually even the CEO from APAC, he knew na it's going to be very difficult for us kasi we got 84. Suntok na sa buwan if we got another 10 points higher, medyo mahirap na yun. So, we'll
Mm.
see. We'll see. Crossing,
Pero doable.
yes. Magpapakitang gilas pa kami ng 2023. But it's okay. It's okay.
Okay. Sige. Moving on my next question, Miss Fiela. So, as an HR leader, how do you set your goals?
Um, well, it all depends on what kind of goals. You see, we have in my line of work, we have goals for the company, goals for my team, and goals for myself. It has to be aligned.
Mhm.
At the end of the day, although personally, I'd have, I need to know first what my goals are. And then that's where, I mean, my personal goals, because it has to be aligned with the company. We have to, at the end of the day, my values has to be aligned with the core values of the company. So
Correct.
that's how we started. Kasi otherwise, if during the interview pa lang, magkaiba na tayo ng values, eh hindi ako para sa iyo, 'di ba? And same thing, hindi ako para sa company. But so
Mhm.
far, it's more goals for me are set, of course, as how to improve the company, my team, myself. So with us, we have our KPIs, we have our code of values goals. So it's all, it has to be aligned.
Mm, I see. So yun talaga, no? So dapat alignment.
Yes, yes, yes. Kasi otherwise, I'm in the wrong company and they got the wrong HR.
Okay. Sige. Very nice. So, ito my next question actually related to what I asked
Mhm.
kanina when it comes to employee engagement and motivation.
Yes.
So
Mhm.
what changes or what big changes have you seen in companies? Kasi you're familiar, I'm not sure if you're still familiar with how it is being implemented to different industries. But I
Mhm.
want to know your take. So what changes have you seen when it comes to motivating employees? Siguro iba yung for companies in manufacturing, iba yung
Mhm.
pang-motivate nila versus
Yes.
to the corporate.
Correct.
So what's your take on that?
Um, I well, there were there was this company I worked with in Batangas. Iba ang motivation doon. Pera.
Ah,
Monetary. It has to be. I don't know for some weird reason. From some weird thing, it's mostly monetary. Uh,
mhm,
they won't even. It's okay for them not to get promoted basta tumataas ang sweldo.
mhm,
Meron ganon. But for the companies here, one thing I've noticed, um, of course, monetary is still important,
mhm.
but development is far. Wala ba ako ulit? Sorry. Hello?
Oo, ayan okey na ma'am ulit. Okey na.
Yan. Oh my God. Especially when I interview applicants, they're more, of course, they're interested. Sino ba naman hindi interested sa malaking sweldo, di ba? But,
Yes, siyempre
di
kaya
ba?
ka nga nagwo-work, eh, 'di ba?
Exactly, wag doon tayong paka-ipokrito. Pero ang ibig ko bang
Mhm,
sabihin, um, before, when I interview people, pag hindi nila gusto yung sweldo, ay sorry ma'am, hindi. They'll get they'll get other companies na mas mataas ang sweldo. Here, you can negotiate kasi we have trainings, we have opportunities, we have career
mhm,
development, we have career pathing. So hindi na sila as, well, importante pa rin, pero alam mo yon, hindi na siya yung all and hindi na siya yung hindi na siya yung sole, what do you call this? It's not the only factor that they consider when they
mhm.
apply for a job. Marami na. Hindi na lang monetary.
Yes.
Opportunities, even yung uh, how the company's culture is. Tinitingnan na nila yon.
Mhm,
Even yung boss, dati wala silang pakialam. May natututunan sila o wala, basta ang sweldo ko ganito. Ngayon hindi. There are some candidates that I talk to na, how is my boss? How good is he as a leader? How
mhm,
motivating will he be? When yung ganoon, may matututunan ba ako sa kanya? Nakakatuwa kasi hindi na lang basta monetary yung iniisip nila. It's more of like how I will learn, how will I be, how will I be developed eventually? Um,
mhm,
what will I learn from the company? Tsaka yung importante rin yung what can I, as a client, or as a candidate, what will I contribute?
mhm.
May ganun na. Dati kasi wala, basta magtatrabaho lang ako.
Yes, so yun talaga yung big change, no? Tapos
Oo,
considering pa, yung workforce ngayon are getting younger, di ba? Yung Gen Z,
exactly.
millennials.
Yung
So,
mga
again,
millennials, ang sakit sa ulo ah. Pero, we learn a lot from them. We learn a lot from them. Sobra, sobra.
yes.
Sobra. Kaya
Oo.
tumaas kaya one reason, I have nothing against millennials. I have been learning, I'm learning a lot from them. As a matter of
Ah,
fact, yung mga marami kaming natututunan sa kanila kasi sila yung mga requirements nila as millennials. Yun yung ginagawa namin ngayon. Yun yung binibigay
mhm.
namin. Kaya, even yung mga taong gaya ko, natutuwa kasi ang daming bago. Of course, at
Oo.
the end of the day, wala namang permanente, nothing permanent but change. So, they help
Mhm.
us a lot. And I
Yes.
salute them. And I salute them very much.
Yun nga, yun din yung talagang ibang-iba na before
Iba.
talagang mag-work lang ako, 'di ba?
Oo.
Tapos yung ngayon, yung this new generation of workers,
Yes.
they want empowerment, they want development, 'di ba? So they
Yes.
want additional skill sets. So yun ang
Yes.
hinahanap nila. So
Ayaw
that
nila na
adds
micromanage, which is very
yes.
nice.
Oo, 'di ba?
Dati
And that
nun, pati pag leave, bakit ka mag-leave? Papaalam na nga ako. Yung mga ganun ngayon, ay nako. Which is very nice. Which is very effective. Which actually, it's very good that we give this to them because it will make them a lot better professionals eventually.
yes. Oo. Yun nga, what was yun na ba yung sasabihin ko? But it also adds challenge kay HR on how to come up with programs, 'di ba?
Oh
For
yes.
them, 'di ba?
Yes.
Tapos iba rin kapag yung your organization has mix. 'Di ba?
Yes.
May mga old
Kami,
school
mixed
tapos,
kami ngayon.
'di ba?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
well, your goal is for them to develop and to give what they want, pag kumbaga.
Yes.
But yung approach will be ano na, iba for this group, iba for
Definitely.
this, 'di ba? So
Definitely.
ibang programs.
Mm-mm.
Galing. But it's a challenge na talagang I think
Oh yes.
HR are really adapting.
Oo. Totoo naman. Totoo naman. Sabi ko nga nun, kung paano kayang gagawin to? Kaya parang hindi ko kayanin. Pero if I
Aha.
think about it, teka muna, hindi naman ikaw ang HR na experience ng ganyan. Lahat naman ng HR all HR practitioners are experiencing the same issues and concerns that I have been experiencing. And so far, that's why, yun yung ginanda nun eh. Kaya maganda yung you're a member of a lot of, affiliates and HR related, what do you call this? Mga HR organizations. Kasi you tend to compare.
Mhm.
You tend to, not compare, you tend to share yung mga best practices nga.
Mhm.
At saka yung mga areas of improvement that you think you need to do. Kasi pare-pareho tayo ng experiences eh. Pare-pareho tayo ng pinagdadaanan. So, I'm pretty sure you did something na maganda. I did something maganda. Tara, share tayo. Or alam mo, ginawa ko to,
Mhm.
it's not as effective. So, let's not. Or if you want, you can try. Tingnan natin kung baka mag-work sa
It
company.
might work, 'di ba?
Ganun.
Mhm. Mhm.
Kasi pwede siya mag-work, yes.
Okay. Nice. Very informative. So, okay, ma'am. On my next question, ito has something to do with I'm not sure if NEC has this issue or challenge. Kasi most of our for the people that we've talked with, ang
Mm-hmm.
pinaka-challenge sa kanila, especially in the BPO industry, is
Mm-hmm.
attrition.
Mm-hmm.
Attrition. So, what are your thoughts on employee attrition? Siguro I would like to ask your opinion na rin on IT and BPO.
Mm-hmm.
So, medyo close sila, 'di ba? But for NEC,
Yeah.
you mentioned kanina,
Actually, mabilis ang attrition sa industriya namin.
talaga?
Not just with my company.
Ah,
Kasi
okay.
hindi naman ganun kalaki, but may issues about attrition because
Mhm.
very technical kasi sila eh. So they're highly competitive. So it's
Hmm.
it's it's especially yung mga bago, um they tend to, well, not with my company right now, but I've seen IT personnel who tend to hop from one job to another because of
Mhm.
better opportunities, better offers. During the interview, I get to see, teka muna, 1 year ka pa lang dito, 1 year ka pa lang, wala ka, Ang bilis, ang bilis. Um, and it's because of the unang-una the salary competition, yung technology kasi mabilis mag improve ang mabilis mag upscale yung technology. So syempre mas gusto nila yung better technology, mas advanced technology. Um it's usually with us with IT, well I've been with the company for like 6 years. And from the way I've seen during my interviews with applicants, kasi syempre kinuha ko ID, galing din sa IT. Mabilis, nakikita ko. Fortunately, with NEC Philippines, hindi
Nice.
masyado. Unless, we just had issues before kasi they had to migrate, mostly out of the country. But for them to apply from NEC to another, bihirang mangyari yun. Bihirang mangyari. Thank God, bihira siyang mangyari. But I've talked to a lot of engineers, candidates who's engineers, IT, yun, medyo, madali silang, hindi naman mabore, basta they want more advanced technologies. Kaya siguro sila, that's probably the reason why they tend to hop from one job to another.
So, as an HR, so what do you think you can devise or you can propose to management to somehow improve or to lessen yung
Attrition?
yung turnover, yung attrition?
Ako ngayon, that's why I'm very, I guess it's because I was a trainer first before all of these happened. People development is very important. And at the end of the day, even if you leave my company or our company, the training and the development will always be there. So kahit saan, that's what I always say when I have I ask people to train, I ask them to, kasi minsan we give out trainings outside the country, but syempre it has to be, may bond yan, of course, to protect the company's interest as well. So minsan syempre yung mga takot, ayoko mag-bond kasi I have to stay, ganito, ganyan. But I also always tell them, wait, at the end of the day, years, ibig sabihin, hindi ko mawawala ng trabaho ng 2 taon. Diba?
Yes.
Pangalawa, even if you leave NEC, the training will always be there and you can use that.
No one can take that from you, di ba?
Yes, no one. Hindi ko naman pwede, hindi naman yan parang training manual na ibabalik mo sa akin. Di ba? Akin na. No. That's what I always tell them. At the end of the day, kahit saan ka magpunta, bit-bit mo na yan. So it's rather, it can either be a technical training or soft skill training that can help you develop as a person, as an individual. Madadala mo yan.
Nice.
So I'm very passionate giving trainings and development as well as career development for employees. That's of course yung pay will always be a factor, but at the end of the day, just like what I've mentioned earlier, hindi na kasi yun ng nila, hindi na masyadong, it's still there, pero teka muna, parang okay naman to kasi may training ako, matututo ako. So, iba.
Yes, agree. So yun yung value na hinahanap ngayon, di ba?
Yes.
Diba? It's more than the monetary.
It's more than the monetary. And the monetary will always be there. Of course. Kaya lang alam mo yun, at the end of the day, kikita na ako, pero may matututunan pa ako, pupunta pa ako. Alam mo yun? Ang galing kasi, ang galing.
So, can you agree na yun na tingin mo yung trend that most HR will adapt to attract talents?
I think. Kasi at the end of the day, lahat naman tayo may sweldo, lahat naman may bonus, lahat naman may performance management. Diba? It's just lahat naman for sales and companies may commission. Pare-pareho naman yan kasi naka-benchmark yan lahat eh. Diba? That's what Mercer and Watson something are for. Kasi at the end of the day, dapat lahat tayo pantay. Ibig sabihin, hindi naman siya monopolized. Hindi naman siya yung tipong dapat naka-baseline. Pero at least, yun lang naman ang ginagaya natin. So at least at the end of the day, kahit dapat at par tayo sa industriya. Yes. So, pare-pareho lang tayo Pero nung magaling, kasi siguro naman, American Cup. Iba pa rin kasi pag, pag
Mm,
multinational or global.
mm,
But bottom line, pare-pareho lang yan. If na, may difference man, hindi ganun kalaki, or kung merong malaki, ang swerte mo. But bottom line, iba yung nabibigay na accomplishment sa isang employee if natututo ako with this company.
mm,
I am being treated well,
mm,
regardless if I'm a rank and file manager or higher rank.
mm,
Iba yung kultura, iba yung values na binibigay na company. Plus
mm,
yung, alam mo yun nga, sabi ko kanina, malis man ako rito, the training will always be there. The learnings I've learned will always be there. That will
mm.
definitely make me a better person, professionally and personally.
Nice. Well said. Galing, galing. Sige, ma'am. So I'm down to my last question.
Okay.
Okay. So for our young viewers and listeners out there
Mm-hmm.
who are willing or who are planning to venture to dive in the world of HR, human
HR.
resources,
Mm-hmm.
and all its glory.
Mm-hmm.
So what's your advice and or tips that you could offer to them?
Um, isa lang, be ready. Be ready for a lot of things. Be
Mhm,
ready for the challenges. Be ready for the concerns or issues that you will be facing. But be ready for enjoying it every single day. Kasi iba
mhm,
ang HR. At the end of the day, HR people will always be the company's investment. And we HR are taking care of the company's investment. So it's a very big deal to be handling people. So love it and enjoy it and work hard for it.
salute.
Salamat, salamat, salamat.
Great answer. So, well, thank you so much, Miss Fiela. So thank you so much for saying yes to this invitation. Um, so if there are listeners who want to reach out or to connect with you, what's the best way?
They can email me. I think you have my. They can email me. You can give them probably my email address,
Okay.
or and then we'll take it from there.
Or your LinkedIn, your
Yeah,
LinkedIn.
I have LinkedIn. Yes, yes, I have LinkedIn. I have Facebook also, but I'd rather use the LinkedIn or the email.
Okay.
Mm-mm,
Sige.
mm-mm, mm-mm.
So thank you so much again, Miss Fiela, and this has
Thank you,
been your
Homer.
your HR Champions podcast. See you on our next episode.
Thank you.